Apologies for the delay, fellas. Had to drop a little skibbity in the toilet, but we back. And I know that we're in the middle of a fucking playthrough that I've already taken many detours on, but Epic updated Pearl Pack. The fuck is this title? I kind of just type when I'm making titles, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really think about them. I let the juices flow, you know? Anyways, we got 2 pearls to farm today. And also, I'm Mordecai, because I can be. There's another mod that was on Nexus that was updated recently and or uploaded recently. I was like, yeah, sure. Why the fuck not? I also could have been Moxie, but I didn't feel like playing Moe's, so maybe next time. Hey, how's it going, Galista? Welcome, brother. But the first is a sniper from Benedict. I just know what these are. I don't really know what they do. Except for, okay, well, the one that we're farming from Trant today, I do know, but that's because it's a returning one from BL2. But we're farming Benedict and then Trant. I probably could have made this run over like before stream, but that just would have been like the smart thing for me to do. So I'm just gonna make you guys suffer through this this run up with me. Actually, this is an older save. I think it should have the things necessary to one-tap Benedict, though. He's shield flash, right? I always think he's armored. And he's not, which is fucking weird to me. Probably be better if I just do Infiltrator. I don't actually know if Infiltrator one-taps him, not on crit. But he can be a bit of a pain in the ass to consistently crit on. So we'll give that a go for now. Thought today was gonna be Golden Sigma Day? No. I'm waiting for the Game of the Year patch. I really need them to fix the Green Gobbler exploit first. I just can't really support that game as long as that's in there. Let me get that song in here. I'm my own grandpa by Grandpa Jones. Fish, where the fuck do you find this shit, man? Oh god, where am I? I think I turned this up. No, if I turn this up, then it's probably gonna be too loud for stream. I'm just gonna have to deafen myself with Borderlands. Is this song about incest? That's kind of cool. That's pretty neat. All right, let's see how this goes. Let's hit it first run. Yeah, I think we're gonna... What's it called? Do a little bit of this. Is this like actually an old song, or is this just meant to sound like an old song? Because if this actually is like a song from the fucking 60s or some shit, I'm gonna lol. It is old. This is just actually like a song from like the fucking, hold on. 1943 to 1956. Hold on, I'm sorry. In the fucking 40s and 50s, they were singing about. Well, I guess that makes sense. This is fucking hilarious. Truly ahead of its time. Got a convergence. Actually, wait, aren't those both his drops? It was made in 2007, so it's pretty ancient.
And every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. For now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandfather.
Would you view these nuts in your mouth? Oh shit, wait. I don't have my fucking, wait. Where's my mod settings? There we go. Flat class modding convergence? Oh, okay, gotcha. I always forget who drops the fucking faulty star. I still don't know if it's not him. I thought it was. God, your fucking head, show me it. Okay, well, you showed me it, but I just whiffed it. Oops. What is gonna be kind of annoying is I don't know how this is gonna drop from him. I imagine it's gonna be in the initial loot pool, but like I'm gonna wait for him to fully stomp dropping shit each time, just in case. But I did decide to, I was gonna do this one second because Trump was gonna be way easier of a farm, just way less annoying. And way more consistent. But I don't know, I put the Mordecai thing on and I was like, I feel like I should get the sniper first. It just felt fitting. Okay, I'm gonna try the infiltrator again though. I feel like that should be better than it was. I think I just goofed it. I probably didn't hit all my projectiles.
No sleep till.
Well, see, that time I crit him, which is annoying. I didn't even turn my fucking, I forgot to turn the counter on. That was like 5 though. Hold on, let me get my fucking counter up because that's kind of something I should have. All right, well shit. I was kind of like wanting that to take a little bit longer because, you know, I want to have a stream today. But all right, I guess we're gonna be moving on to the carnage. I mean, I do still get to play around with these after the fact. You get the pearl super early, you can play Golden Sigma. That is true. All right. Oh, it's a Hyperion sniper. Oh, do we have a good Hyperion sniper? That damage is not giving me faith. But I don't think he would make a pearl that's bad. I like that skin though. That's kind of crispy. That's a pretty fucking gun. Holy shit, VO2 Pearl? Well, that's what the carnage is. Oh, the fire rate, okay. Also, like, burst fire? Yeah. It felt like that was the... Yeah, that's like the auto burst, though. So if you keep clicking, you can fire it full auto. Okay. All right. So not really like a sniper. But I guess we'll see. I also wonder if that comes in all elements. We'll give it a little go on Athena's for now. I'll play around with them a little bit more in depth in a moment. Not like it's as good as a VO2 Pearl. We'll see. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have too much faith in it with the base damage combined with well, the fire rate on a sniper rifle and also it being a dart gun. The dart guns are usually kind of shit, but I don't know. We'll see. It's very nice looking. I really fucking like the skin. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Can I one burst with it? Okay. All right. Listen, it is Athena's. Can't really do much against the resistant guy, even with a revolt, or that's not too great. But I do have faith for it. Okay, wait, hold on. I think it's just gonna be incredibly inconsistent. Is kind of the thing. I don't know. Well, I suppose we'll see more when we take it to Molly 1 takedown. But it literally has less damage than the Stalker. Are we back? I don't know. Hyperion snipers never win. Maybe better on some other characters. It would probably be good on Moe's. But like, I don't know, that damage just seems not great. I think that's like the same as like the E-Tech. Or not E-Tech, Alien Barrel. No, it's not. The Alien Barrel was way lower. But like, just looking at those two. This even has a higher fire rate and is full auto and has a taser. Kill stack maybe? Seems like damage rises after kill. Yeah, no, I'll play around with it a little bit more later on. Once we fuck up Tron. First run. Let's see it. No. Hyperion, but with Torg sticky. It's a dart gun. I don't know, maybe it does stack on or like with stickies. It's a weird one. I don't know how I feel about that one quite yet. I would like to say I'm probably just going to end up being more negative on it, though, because it's a Hyperion sniper. I have high standards for my Hyperion snipers. Watch me get a The fucking, like, god roll, what's it called? KOs. Can Epic add the Gub as a Pearl? The COV Gub? That'd actually go hard. I'd fuck with that. What is a perfect Hyperion sniper for you? The Morning Star? I think the Morning Star encompasses exactly what I want Hyperion to be. Like, the entire thing of that gun is it rewards precise gameplay. And that's what I feel like Hyperion should be. I thought I got it for a second. It was just a blue overlapping with a fucking... I really thought that was it. What do we get? Fuck. Spark plug. But I think that's part of my problem with Hyperion snipers is my golden child is the Morning Star. I feel like I was spoiled with it. But I think that is where like my opinion of what it should be comes from, just because of how good that felt. Not only just as a sniper, but specifically being a Hyperion sniper, it felt fucking amazing. Fuck. Fuck. I think Gearbox needs to kind of take a look at a few manufacturers and just like really figure out exactly what they want them to be. And I think Hyperion is like the shining example of that. I just think it doesn't really have a proper fantasy right now that it fills. At least one that's like unique, you know? I think the best thing that they do is shotguns. Their SMGs are like okay. The SMGs do play into the gimmick well, and then like the snipers are just dog shit. I think Gearbox needs to twerk. I'd like to see that. Just everyone in that company and like a fucking epic twerk off or something. First KOs him to actually kind of fucking nice. Actually really fucking nice. Just non-elemental. If that was elemental, that would be like kind of fucking cracked. I love and hate this foregrip. I don't know what it is about it. Oops. It's pretty cool. I feel like it needs to be like slimmed down just a little bit. I forget our Hyperion pistol. Hyperion pistols are I kind of don't know how I feel about them. I don't know how I feel about, like, okay, I know how I feel about them. They're fantastic. I miss them. I just think that they shouldn't exist with Hyperion SMGs. Because I feel like they ended up just being better Hyperion SMGs in almost every fucking way. So I think Hyperion SMGs should just go. I think they should rework Hyperion again into being that more like precision focused and like precision rewarding gun. And the SMG should just be gone. Because I feel like the pistols just worked better for that. You slap like a higher crit fucking... That's the thing. They just need to have like lower base damage than Jacobs, alright? But like higher damage than Jacobs on crit. Especially because Jacobs now has the ricochet. They get enough on crit that they don't have to be the highest damage fucking sniper, you know? So I think base damage should be lower than like Jacobs, but overall damage should be higher through a crit modifier on card. or like a manufacturer crit bonus, which they do currently have. It's just less than Jacob's. Remove Hyperion SMGs and give Atlas SMGs. I could get behind that. Hyperion revolvers. I would love to see the revolver split happen again. I'd love it if fucking companies had like repeater pistols and revolvers again, like in BL1. That was cool. I mean, it kind of like bloated the pools a little bit, but I thought it was neat. I thought it was worthwhile. But I think Hyperion SMGs are what creates the confusion with Hyperion. Because if it wasn't for them, I think they'd already have a bit more defined of an identity if it was just pistols, snipers, and shotguns. And then the only thing that would kind of feel out of place would be the snipers. But they'd only be out of place because they suck. And aren't, like, using the strengths of Hyperion. But, like, especially with, and see, I hate to shit talk Hyperion SMGs because I really love them. The hyper focus, the fucking, smog. I mean, my baby boy, the smog, the fucking redistributor. I love all those guns so much. And I love how they play. I just feel like they're detrimental to current Hyperion. I feel like they're the reason that, like, reverse recoil is as important to Hyperion as it is. Because reverse recoil is a nice bonus on shotguns. Fantastic bonus on shotguns. It's great on the pistols. And it sucks on the fucking snipers. But they can't really, like, get rid of them because it's kind of integral to the SMGs. I don't think I'd want them to get rid of it. I think I'd want it to just be the lesser gimmick. I'd want Hyperion to specialize more in other things than the reverse recoil. But the SMGs are kind of reliant on it. And then if they, so the other option is they rework snipers to actually work with the reverse recoil better, which would entail like higher fire rates, and also probably lessening ammo consumption, ideally, and making them like full auto or burst or something. The problem with that is then what the fuck is Vladov? I think the best method to fix Hyperion is just going the Morningstar route. Making more like that. I mean, literally, the two fucking Hyperion snipers that are good are that sort of gameplay, right? You have the fucking, what's it called? Well, the three, actually. The, well, okay, four. Across the entire series. Because you have the Morningstar, the longbow, the crossbow, and the Omni Cannon. And all of those are like very kind of... The longbow and the crossbow have quite a heavy learning curve to them and quite a heavy curve to them in general. But they reward hitting those shots. The Morningstar, I mean, quite literally rewards hitting those shots by stacking crit damage. And the Omni Cannon is the Omni Cannon. Morningstar as a base gimmick for Hyperion snipers would be great. I think as the, like, it would have to be reworked if they did that a little bit, but honestly, I wouldn't mind it. It would definitely have to be nerfed, because that would be a very strong base gimmick. But I wouldn't be against it. Got a saw bar. Hey, speaking of fucking, we'll carry him around. Oh, never mind. He's filling my inventory. Oh, I have one on me anyways. Of course I do. I fucking love this thing. Invader is good? Is it? I've never really used it because I always heard people shit talk it. Did I up the count? I don't think I did. Remove Hyperion snipers and add Hyperion heavy weapon railguns. I mean, I think those could exist with Hyperion snipers. I'm totally like, again, as much as I like SMGs, unless Gearbox is gonna go ahead and make SMGs play very differently, like, because they could do that. They could keep SMGs kind of as they are, and then just rework every other Hyperion to kind of fit that new style. But I feel like that would be very out of place. So I'm like, I think the best method is to just get rid of them. Which does make me sad, because again, I really like them. But I don't know why people shit talk it. I really liked it. I remember, I think the one time I used it was like during a playthrough. And I liked it during the playthrough. I just never went back to it in the end game because everyone shit talked it. So it's just like, oh, I guess it's not worth getting. As a zero main, it felt like a slightly worse Lyuda that consumed way less ammo. Just asked to farm. Torg snipers with stickies, that would be fun. Invader's the best way to get rid of your sniper ammo. Was that the complaint about it? That it chewed through ammo? Because I definitely feel like that's an odd complaint when the Lyuda was hailed as one of the best snipers. I don't know, I do kind of like the wood blocker, but it's just not great. Hold on a second, did I just see that correctly? All right, I'm gonna be honest, it's really not looking good for the syringe. That's unfortunate. Problem with the snipers like the Lyuda and Sloth sort of outclass it. Dude, I can't believe how long it took people to come around to the Sloth. The Sloth is a fucking goat, man. I love that thing. Patriot has the same problem where it's good, but the Lyuda's better. Yeah. Which does suck, because I really like the skin on the Patriot. I mean, that's kind of the issue with a lot of Seraphs. A lot of Seraphs are just outclassed by guns that are not Seraphs. Which is why I still also fully believe that Seraphs are a fucking waste of time and absolutely should never come back. Is the Storm in BL3? It is. And it's far better than it is in BL2. You don't even need UCP to make it work. It's actually just one of the strongest fucking snipers in the game, honestly. It's a beast. There's also an incendiary version of it, the Firestorm, and that one's pretty fun too. It functions more like the Firestorm grenade, where it kind of like the orbs go up and then come back down and explode, rather than staying in the air and like shocking things. But they're really fucking cool. I went to Loot Lemon to check the damage numbers and got jump scared by how fucking high OP10 damage numbers are. Yeah, it's a trip. I saw a post that was like asking people about like their misconceptions about, or I don't know, opinions they had about Borderlands that like changed at some point or some shit. I can't even remember what the post exactly was. I just remember one of the comments I read was like that only 10 guns were available or were usable on OP10, and I was like, all right. Name 11 guns that are available or that are usable at OP10. Like, that's not a misconception. That's just real. OP10 was so fucking strict with what you could use. You would have to go, like, okay, you can use things that aren't, like, the main 10 guns on OP10. but you literally have to rework your entire fucking build to do so. Like, you have to build fully for that gun, and odds are you can't really effectively use anything else other than the main 10 anyways. You're just like reworking your entire build to probably overall be worse to use one extra thing. I don't know why, I think it's because of the Borderlands movie. I think my phone's been hearing me talk about it, so Reddit's been serving me up more fucking Borderlands sub shit, but I'm like, I was having such a nice time before that happened. There was a beautiful period of time where Reddit just wouldn't show anything Borderlands related in my feed. And I just didn't have to see the Reddit community ever. It was beautiful. Now it's starting to throw it in my face again, and I'm like, oh. I should just leave them at this point. Well, Dahl snipers, I love them, but I mean, the problem is Dahl snipers have an identity. They're a different issue than Hyperion snipers. Hyperion snipers are missing an identity. They don't actually fit into a niche. Dahl snipers do have an identity as being very good all around. They aren't great at anything, but they're good at everything. And I really fucking like that, especially now with the variable, like, or you can toggle your fire mode. I think fucking Dahl snipers are fantastic. The best one in the endgame is the Diamondback. The non-legendary, non-unique Diamondback. Because every legendary Dahl sniper fucking sucks shit. Does Pro Pack have any great Dahl snipers? Not yet, unfortunately. There's 5 weapons. There's a Model 1 SMG, the Serpentine, the Stalker, the light-off pistol, the Syringe, which is I think the only sniper right now, and there's a shield that like has or summons axes that deal melee damage. That one's really fun. There's another one that I'm forgetting, I think. Oh, and then the Carnage, the one I'm farming for now. But Redux does have a really good Dahl sniper. It's a Pearl there as well. It's the Midnight's Wisdom, I think. It's pretty much just a cracked out pitchfork. The Sandhawk is not a sniper. Like, it is. It's only a sniper in the ammo that it consumes, though. That thing does not play like a sniper at all. Dahl's burst fire is so weird to play around in BO2 to me. Yeah, I fully agree. I hated Dahl in BO2. That's what's really funny about how much I love it in 3. Just being able to choose my firing mode without fucking ADSing or not is so much nicer. But BO2 Dahl I fucking hate. Because exactly that. Fucking having the way that your gun functions change just by ADSing, in theory, could be cool as a gimmick for like one gun. You could probably do something cool with that sort of idea. That's what the ASMD does in BO3. It changes its firing mode by ADSing. Granted, you can also manually change it, but it'll automatically change when you ADS. And it uses that gimmick well. But to have that be the entire manufacturer gimmick is really fucking annoying. But BO2 in the pre-sequel, Dahl was one of my least favorite manufacturers. It's my favorite AR in Borderlands. Ooh. The Creeping Corruption's really fucking fun. And so is the Chaos. Trying to think which one's the one that I end up using the most. I also really like the serial killer. I think I'd say chaos overall. It's very simple, very fucking effective and fun. And it also just is very enjoyable to use. But the creeping corruption is a very close, no, creeping death, not corrupt, wait. No, creeping death is the shotgun. Creeping corruption is very close second. Why does the Pearl Pack add another Molly on SMG? The mod is great, but goddamn, we already have enough of them. You know what? Hold on. Let me go to my Amara real quick and just show everyone what the Molly 1 SMG Pearl is. Because it's not... Oh, fuck me. It's fine. There is nothing. The Soul Render should be your favorite. I don't really like things that are super strong. I end up... It's not even like a... oh, I'm so unique and contrarian thing. It's just that I end up getting bored of things that are really strong. I do love the Soul Render. The Soul Render is really fun to use. I don't get bored of it as much as I do with other gear, but I only really use it for builds where like I'm really maximizing it with like splash damage and shit. Otherwise, I kind of avoid it. But this is the Serpentine, or the Serpentine. Nice little chill 62k and 21.8 fire rate. Of course, elemental, and of course, splash damage. Granted, it's corrosive locked, but I promise you it doesn't matter. Here, let's I don't know what the fuck Epic was cooking up with this one, but I don't know. He had a little bit of a gearbox moment, I think. I think he was huffing that gearbox fucking pack. You know what? I was gonna change my fucking face cast element, but nah, we'll stick it. We're doing pretty much entirely corrosive and shock damage. Fuck. It's just kind of chill like this. And then, yeah, I mean, like, the firing pattern's a little goofy, but, like, it's not that goofy. It just kind of wiggles back and forth. It's not goofy enough that it makes it difficult to use. Like, you can see I'm just shooting straight at people. Somehow I think Epic managed to make a gun more broken than the fucking plasma coil, while being corrosive locked. So I want to get over to Kraken. There we go. Again, just kind of chill like that, you know? Serpentine, baby. Most balanced Molly on SMG. There's my favorite Amara main. Disgusting. I'm a Zane main through and through, alright? Don't you dare. Just all the stats to max, I see. No, I do feel like I've started giving off, I probably am, or I feel like my public facing image on my YouTube channel probably is that of an Amara main at this point. Just because I think Amara's Ultimate Guide has more parts to it. And I've definitely uploaded more Amara builds than I have Zane builds. But that's just because Zane has no builds. Just like how PlayStation has no games. Zane is the PlayStation of fucking BO3. I'm doing good. I always see you on Amara too. She just has so much variety to her. That's the thing. Like, I do love her. She's probably, I mean, not probably, she absolutely is my second favorite Vault Hunter. And it's just because there's so much you can do with her. I wish every other Vault Hunter had literally half the amount of build variety as Amara. How would I rank the BO3 Vault Hunters by who I like playing? It would probably be Zane, followed by Amara, Mose, and then Flak. Is this highest difficulty in BL3? No, that was, I mean, I could take that over to, Guardian Takedown, but it would probably look about the same. The Serpentine's just fucked up. But it doesn't exist in the base game, so, you don't have to worry about it. Base game, you only have to worry about the Plasma Coil, which is about just as fucked up. Imagine using a good element on Amara with this, or Revolter plus 40% of the damage to whatever you want. Yeah, no, the Serpentine is disgusting. I don't know. I love this mod, but I do not know what Mr. NNG was cooking up with the Serpentine. It drops from fucking Gigamine too. So it's not a difficult thing to obtain. Hope they bring back BO2's Bandit AR styles. Just really love machine guns. I don't know what they're gonna do with Bandit in 4. Because it can't be COV again, right? I don't know if they're just gonna like copy over COV or if they're gonna go back to more of a Bandit, like BO2/TPS Bandit style. I don't know, I think it would be cool to see Bandit like just... I kind of want it to have a new gimmick in every mainline game. I feel like it's a fun manufacturer to do that with and like makes sense. Should make an ultra element that applies all the elemental status effects in one shot. That's just Amara. SNS comeback, maybe? But they were supposed to come back in BL3. There's actually footage of SNS in the behind the scenes thing. SNS was originally going to be Atlas. And was going to have the smart bullets. And Atlas was going to have wall hacks. Atlas was going to be able to not only see enemies through walls while ADS'd, but you would be able to shoot them through walls while ADS'd as well. I think the overheat gimmick is cool, but I'm just not a fan of how COV guns look right now. I really like them. I think their design's pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of, I mean, kind of just not a huge fan of the ARs. The pistols are cool. I like the, I really like the pistol designs, actually. I feel like the ARs are a little too blocky, which I mean, kind of makes sense. They're like supposed to look like a fucking engine, but I don't know. I just don't like the barrels on them, really. I like the rest of them. I'm just not a huge fan of the barrels. My favorite's the perforator. The perforator barrel is the only one I really like. Should have kept wall hacks. Dude, fucking, like, the Beta Atlas looked fucked up. Because also they were, in that they were playing around a lot more with making, like, cover a more important mechanic, it looked like. Which I kind of wish they did. The only time I really use cover is arms race, and it's really fun. I like using cover in BL3. It's just that there's not really a reason to in most scenarios. But yeah, you could just like imagine if you got a fucking a Beta Atlas in arms race, you could just sit behind a wall and wipe out everything. How many pearls are in the pearl pack? It's 5 right now. There was 3 with the first version, and then this V2 added 2 more. It's 4 guns and then a shield. Borderlands has always been kill the enemy before the enemy can shoot you so you don't take damage. Exactly. I'd love to see some smarter AI that kind of forces you to take advantage of cover. I do still like that. Like, I do like Borderlands being kind of a mindless looter shooter. It is fun. Like, there should always be sections like Mollywan Bridge, where it's literally just fucking beat the fuck out of everyone before you die. But it would be nice if in some of the more open sections there were enemies that would like take more advantage of cover and force you behind cover. That's part of what I really love about Arms Race, is that it does do that. Because you're playing so much like on the back foot, like you're probably the weakest motherfucker in Arms Race, you know? I like it. It's fun. Do you think the portals and shite was going to be their attempt at bringing that back, but on a single gun? Maybe. I really don't know what the fuck the portals and shite was going to be. I don't know if there was ever anything like in the code about what, like, hinting at what that might be. Because I really have no fucking clue. My thought was it was just going to be a portal gun. Like, that was my initial assumption. I was like, they'd probably just were trying to make it where, like, one firing mode would fire out a blue portal, the other would be an orange portal, and you could just travel between them. I thought that would have been funny. Arms Race is super fun, but I don't have anything I need from it at this point, so it's kind of useless to run. I'm pretty much just been running it for better versions of gear I already have. And also spies. But no, I do feel that the rewards aren't as exciting once you're just going for better shit. Like, I mean, that being said, I'm gonna be hyped as fuck when I eventually roll a double amp Infernal Wish, but until then it's like, meh. I still enjoy it though. I just do it for fun. They better not bring back anointed enemies in BL4. I would like anointeds to come back. I think they're a fun enemy type, just not in the way that they are currently. Right now, a lot of their moves just are like made to be fucking annoying, especially the enforcers. Their fun little immunity phases that just fucking blast you with damage while you can't do shit about it. I still don't know why they never let you just melee them out of it. If you could just stagger them out of that phase, it would be so much better. But also, like, the fucking micro phase of the tanks, they were like, you just can't really shoot them and they're fucking tiny as fuck. Those are annoying. And then the fucking, the big ass orbs that the maniacs shoot out. The only anointeds I like are the hags and, Goliaths. Because they don't have any obnoxious bullshit like that. I'm #1 arms race hater. Maybe I just don't understand it. No, I think most people don't like it. I think I'm in the minority by liking it. At least that's what it seems like with a lot of the people I talk to about it. I think most people aren't a fan of it. And it is like, there are valid reasons to not like it. I fully understand why people don't. We were also promised a lot more with it that never happened. Like, we were supposed to get multiple maps with it, but that never happened. I know the big thing is that there's just no difference between any of the Vault Hunters, and that I fully agree with. I just don't mind it that much because the main gameplay of it is fun enough for me. But it would be nice if you at least had action stills. I thought Arms Race was one of the better DLCs. It's really fun. It's my favorite DLC. Like, content-wise. Like, I love DLC 3. DLC is my favorite story DLC. But Arms Race, I think I've probably gotten the most playtime out of. Because, like, as good as a story DLC is, none of the story DLCs really added anything more to do other than just weapons to farm for. Arms Race was just an actual fucking game mode, which is dope as hell. I liked Arms Race until I had to farm a Dark Army. That chest is just, like, so polluted. If Arms Race had cycling loot from week to week, I would run it more because there would be stuff I want from it to replace annoying farms. I think what they should do with that is they should cycle it so that each chest section only drops one thing. Make everything still able to world drop, but have it that, like, for the Arms Race specific gear is what I'm talking about with this. Like, make every Arms Race specific weapon able to drop from anywhere. All right, keep it as a world drop in Arms Race, but cycle out the chests to where week to week, each chest only drops one thing. That way you can way easier target farm what you want rather than opening a fucking chest and rolling the dice between getting 3 different fucking guns. Especially with class mods, it's fucking annoying. But a cycling loot pool would be fucking awesome for Arms Race. If jump rates were better and if it had builds, so you can make a build that works from AM11, but with gray guns, I'd probably like it. My thing with that is I don't know if, I feel like it would be a lot harder to balance. I think the more roguelike-y elements that seems to be what a lot of people want out of Arms Race should be a separate mode. I made to talk about my idea for that if anyone hasn't seen the video. It's in my Chaos Chambers discussion video talking about that topic. I think having a more roguelike-y mode like that where you do get to, like, kind of actually make a build as you go through would be good, and then keep Arms Race as, like, I think action stills should exist. I'm pretty sure the only reason they don't exist is Moe's. I'm almost certain Moe's ruined it for everyone. I think they were just like, Iron Bear would be way too broken, and it probably would be. But, like, to punish everyone for the sins of Moe's is a little sad. Hope they revisit the difficulty. This game actually looks too trivial. It's not any more trivial than BO2 is. The only reason BO2 feels more difficult at times is because of just more annoying bullshit. Like, health regen on UVHM doesn't make the game more difficult. It just makes it more of a annoying slog at times. Everything that's difficult in BL2 is more artificial than anything and can be trivialized by the end game. It's the same thing with BL3. There are difficult things to it, like Grave Ward. Grave Ward is a fantastic example of this. Grave Ward is an incredibly tanky boss, especially for how early you fucking interact with him. The problem is, he's only really tanky until you're, like, better at the game. Grave Ward is a huge roadblock for new players. It's just that once you fucking beat him enough, you know what to go for. It's the same thing with BL2. There's a lot of things that are big roadblocks for new players, but then any experienced player is going to be able to just blast through it in 2 seconds. I mean, just look at literally like any Jolt's playthrough. I wasn't excluding BO2. I mean, which ones are you excluding, though? I assume there's some sort of exclusion with that. Most Borderlands games are pretty easy. I don't think there's any that are really, like, difficult. Or are you just comparing it to, like, other games? Because other games, fair point. Borderlands as a franchise just has never really been going for difficulty. I did watch the Borderlands movie. I did not like it. I talk about it more in the last stream. If you're interested in my, like, full thoughts, the VOD is up on Twitch. But it's just nothing. That movie was just nothing. Nothing happened for an hour and a half. I mean, it ruined my fucking sense of movies so bad. I watched Blue Beetle yesterday, and I can't tell if I genuinely liked that movie or if I was just so desperate for a movie that wasn't Borderlands. First time I faced Grave Ward, I rage quit the game for months, but then I grinded Wonderlands and just started understanding the mechanics, went back to BL3 and did Grave Ward in one go. Exactly. That's the experience I hear from a lot of fucking people. Like, Grave Ward is a prohibitive boss. And you fight him so fucking early. Well, not like super early, but pretty damn early. He's the second vault boss. But once you know what you're doing, it's like, it's so easy. That's why I love him. I think Grave Ward is such a fantastic boss. I think he's maybe a little... This is going to sound fucking stupid, but I think he's almost a little too hard. Hard to explain without a wall of text? I mean, go for it, brother. I got time. I like the games a lot. I just get a little bored when nothing feels challenging, similar to why you nerf yourself with weapon choices. That's fair. I think the reason, the thing with Borderlands that keeps me not from getting bored with it is just how much there is to do. That was the problem I had with BO2. Was that BO2 just didn't have a lot of variety come endgame. That's why I love 3, because 3 lets me nerf myself with weapon choices. If I want to be worse, I can. In BO2, you didn't have that option because if you nerfed yourself, you couldn't play the game. That's also why I still like BO1 more than 2, even, a lot of the time. Because it had the same thing. There's a lot of variety. 2 is the only game in the franchise that just doesn't have endgame variety. I guess it depends on what you enjoy about the game. I have the most fun in the build crafting phase and watching it work. Yeah, that's where I'm at too with it. I just don't think any game has ever done build crafting the same way that the Borderlands franchise has for me. Especially 3 and the pre-sequel. There's just so much fun stuff to play around with. Especially post Lilith DLC, just get a peak opener, yeah. Everyone hated slash removal in BL3, but to be honest, that caused more problems and solutions for game difficulty. Were there people that hated it? I mostly heard praise, but I mean that was probably just because of more of the opinion of those that I hung around with, but no, I think slag was absolutely detrimental to the game balance. I'm a little more positive on it than I used to be. I used to say that slag as a mechanic was not really balanceable because either it was way too bad that it's not worth using ever, or it's like too good and everyone's just going to use it because it's a free damage boost. But then I remember that corrosion in BL1 was kind of slag, and no one really used corrosion all that much, at least not as prominently as slag was used. It's part of why I'm actually excited to see Grimm's Cut, because I'm excited to see where corrosive lands there, because corrosive is they're giving it that slag mechanic back. And so it'll be interesting to see if that was just a quirk of BL1 where it like just wasn't really necessary, even if it was just a completely free damage boost. And maybe in a more modern title, it will kind of have the same issues as slag. But I don't know. I feel like slag, I've come around to it as a mechanic, not in BL2. I think in BL2 it's absolutely done poorly, but I used to be completely against the idea of an elemental debuffing, or just an elemental or an element debuffing enemies that way. But I think it's definitely possible. A lot of games have great build crafting. Nothing can really scratch the Borderlands itch. Yeah, that's why I do. That's why roguelikes are kind of just my favorite genre outside of Borderlands, because I feel like they're the only thing that kind of comes close to that for me, where I get to just like do a new goofy build every single run. And again, while it's never been like the same as Borderlands, it's as close as I can get. God, especially RoboQuest. Oh, that game's so good. Borderlands, true. Hope BL4 is just a re-release of Dark Souls 2. My first BL3 playthrough, I had a terrible time with Katagawa Ball, so every time I do a story run, I start shitting myself and Space Laser Tag starts. Main's got Katagawa Ball PTSD, that's crazy. More of a like or light enjoyer? I don't really mind either way. I don't know if I have a preference. I like them both for different reasons. I think lights can be a lot more fun because, especially things like, oh, not Dark and Darker. What's it called? Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon is very, like, strategic in how it uses its light mechanics. I think like having to prep a run, getting your fucking team ready to go, and like that sort of meta progression is really fun. Things like RoboQuest though, I do also still like, where it's just like you just straight up get stronger the longer you go on and like the more you play. I do also like that, but also with RoboQuest it also has like a difficulty setting that you can progress through as well with the Guardian and shit. You know, Gunfire Reborn? I fucking love Gunfire Reborn. That was what I used to, that was my fucking, my roguelike, or roguelite FPS of choice up until RoboQuest. Also, 50 I think was the last one. I think we're on 51 now. But 50s, we did it. We actually have a farm on our hands, unlike Benedict. Rust of Rain 2 is pretty fun. Rust of Rain has, I think Rust of Rain got the closest to that kind of like Borderlands-y feel with builds for me, which I don't even know how that makes sense. It just kind of scratches that same itch. Have I played Remnant? I've played the first Remnant. I have not played the second one yet. Came through the Gunfire Reborn new DLC. Dude, I need to fucking get back on my shit with that. I haven't played the last 2 updates for RoboQuest that I need to do, and then I fucking need to start grinding Gunfire again too. I've been too caught up in fucking other games. Does this mod work with vanilla game, or do you need a Redux? No, this is a separate mod from Redux. This is just a pack mod, so you just drag it into your packs folder. You don't even need to like deal with the hotfix merge or anything. It's awesome. But it's completely standalone, and the pearls aren't even as they aren't as glitchy as they are in Redux. They actually look like pearls. They're cool. Oops. I've been meaning to play RoboQuest again for like months on end. That's where I've been with it. I just been caught up with other things, and right now I'm about to get caught back up in fucking Void Bastards, because fucking Wild Bastards is coming out soon, and I'm like, I need to play more Void Bastards. That game's so fucking good. If you guys have not played Void Bastards, highly recommend. That is a really fun fucking game, and there's a not necessarily a sequel, but I mean, kind of a sequel coming out soon. And it looks even fucking better, but that game's so damn good. I hope BL4 is just a cut of the Borderlands movie played on loop. That would be so good. Have I played Destiny 2? I have, but I could never really get into it too much. It's fun. I just never got like super into it. I love Remnant, but they just like to nerf everything. That's unfortunate. Oh, it's just a Zane mod? Yeah, no, this is just a player model. There's also a Moxie one on Nexus as well for from Moe's. Destiny 2's problem is the amount of DLC needed to play the main story. What really threw me off with Destiny 2, there was a time I tried to get back into it, all right? And I paid for Destiny 2 on release. I bought it on my fucking PlayStation when it released. I played a shit ton of it, but I never got around to like beating the main story. And I fucking pick up the game years later, all right, like to really try to get back into it. I'm like, all right, we're gonna finally fucking sit down, grind this shit. This is after I tried doing it like 3 other times, but I was determined. I load up and immediately I'm met with like, the content you were in the middle of no longer exists or some shit. I'm like, what? They literally just fucking removed the beginning part of the main story or some shit. And I was like, fucking what do you mean? I paid money for that. That's the game I paid money for. This was after it went free to play, and I was already a little bit annoyed about that. But I was like, listen, that's kind of, I know it's probably a very trivial thing to get mad at a game over, but I was like, you're just removing fucking content to fit other content? Just don't release that much content, Christ! At that point, there is such a thing as too much. I play Division 2 regularly and don't recommend it. I really like the Division 2. I don't recommend it currently because Ubisoft is very slowly killing that game, but I really like Division 2. Oh, that was pretty fun. I haven't played it in a little bit, again, because Ubi's a dog shit company, but Remnant 2 right now, melee build is the most OP build in the game, and range build is just taking backseat for the moment. What the fuck? You're telling me the game whose like whole gimmick is Dark Souls with guns, and the melee build is the fucking biggest thing? That's unfortunate. Has good co-op, that's why I play it. I want good co-op in Borderlands. I mean, Borderlands co-op certainly is a co-op. One of the co-ops of all time. There's one run where I was playing Commando and had this setup where I was just able to rocket jump across maps, and I think that ruined my experience because it's the only way I want to play the game now, but I can't recreate that build unless I get lucky. No. Fish, the new update, they're making it so you can lock guns and shit out of your pool, and you can make things more likely to spawn once you unlock the collector or some shit. So they're gonna make it so you can do that. I think you get a total of like 12 things that you can either buff the chances of or lock out. So you have 12 choices to remove, like you could remove up to 12 things from the pool, or like double the chances of up to 12 things, or any mix of the two. It's sick. I'm so hyped. Have I tried Warframe? Yeah, it's another one I can never really get super into. The problem with Warframe for me is I really can't stand the mechanic of having to wait for shit. I get it's a free-to-play game, and that's how they want to get you to pay, but I don't care enough about the rest of the game to want to wait that long for random shit in the game. RMPLT tried to emulate all these things from D2 but fumbled the bag on dedicated loot farming. How do you get out looter shootered by a jack of all trades franchise like D2? What did or what's better about D2 dedicated? Wait, because we were talking about the Division, are we talking about Division 2 or are we talking about Destiny 2? Which D2 are we talking? Do you plan on reviewing the Borderlands movie, or is it that bad to review it anymore? By the way, I love your content, so thank you, brother. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm probably not gonna do a video on it because honestly, I just don't really have much to say about it that has not already been said. After I watched it, I went to go watch, again, after me and a bunch of people in my Discord all separately went and bought tickets to see the movie at the same time, and then reconvened within the Discord to talk about it. That's definitely what happened. The only movie watching that happened in the Discord itself was watching Steamboat Willie. But like we fucking talked about it and shit, and then I went and watched Joltz's video, and like 5 minutes in I was like, okay, this is literally just repeating everything that we said about this movie 5 minutes ago. And it's like, yeah, there's nothing to talk about with that movie. I'm not saying like Joltz's video is bad or anything. Joltz's video is a fantastic video because it hits on every single point there is to talk about the movie. The entire movie is nothing. There's nothing to fucking talk about with it. It's like I could not make a video that I would feel is worth uploading with everyone else's videos on the matter, because I'm just like, my opinions are going to be exactly the same because there's really not anything that I can say differently. There's nothing I can add to the conversation because there's barely enough of a movie to have a conversation about. Spring Epicenter is kind of epic. So it was great then. It was fantastic. I loved every second of it. It was definitely not a waste of an hour and a half. Is that already out or is it coming out soon? I actually don't know. Open Steam and see if there's an update for RoboQuest. That'll tell you.
know, I'm 7 years old and I'm slipping everything through a straw, but I'm an old man on the back porch.
Destiny 2 always has a dedicated source where you get a large amount of legendary and exotic weapons. If they release a cool gun, it's not just getting lumped into a world loot pool. Okay, gotcha. Right now, Remnant 2 melee build, you just hold melee key and tank any boss attack and beat them to death when his words has some broken or health regen and highest difficulty. That's fucking rough. Oops, I just smacked my mic. So I think that's also a problem with a lot of looter shooters that aren't Borderlands. As questionable as the balance of a lot of things in Borderlands are, they do understand when to nerf things and when to leave things be, for the most part. Like Flak. Flak is a great example of this. A lot of the Flak nerfs were necessary. Flak trivialized the entire fucking game. The only thing that falls apart in is Moze. Moze definitely could use some nerfs. But no, I feel like a lot of looter shooters really over nerf things, and it makes it a pretty shit experience. Especially when things like, I mean, that happens where it's like they nerf so many other things that there's really only one build that works, and that one build is so fucking broken. And it's like you're kind of just waiting for that to end up also getting nerfed, and then everything is lame. Sigh, getting back on Borderlands, it's itching. Are you sure it's the Borderlands itch, or is it just like bugs? Because sometimes I confuse the two. Sometimes the fucking bugs under my skin start holding a little dance party or some shit. They start doing the Harlem Shake, and I confuse it with wanting to play Borderlands. Tier nerf is really freaking bad though. Oh yeah, no. Again, there's questionable things that Gearbox do. Gearbox is not a perfect fucking balanced team, but they're actually so much better than most balanced teams behind a lot of looter shooters, because they kind of like, for the most part, they really don't care about things being super broken. Like Flak was obscenely broken on release. Flak was trivializing the entire fucking game, and the fucking, okay, Flak was how Moze currently is on release. And like, as bad as Moze is, it would be so much worse if Moze was how she currently is on Mayhem 10 during the fucking release difficulty and like release meta of the game. But that's how Flak pretty much was. Maybe a little bit weaker. But Flak was a walking fucking, like, he was a Terminator. You would just fucking walk through enemies. There was nothing that could stomp that fucking robot. I was still bad. I don't think you ever played Flak before the nerfs, though. Because those nerfs came pretty quick. I think that was like the first month of release. Cause no, it was post that was a shit kill. I think it was post Haunt, or post like the Halloween event. I feel like I remember seeing him just fuck up Tron, but or Haunt, but they were definitely pretty early on in the life cycle. Listen, the Harlem Shake isn't that old, okay? It's only like, what, 20, 50 years ago? It was 11 years ago. Yeah, it's pretty much like 50 years on the internet. Why Hollywood mess up most of the video game movies every time? It's because Randy Pitchford was involved. And that's the only explanation for the current mental breakdown he's having on Twitter. I think he was way too involved with that movie. And now he's really upset that people are shit-talking it. Dude, the Hawk Tuah meme is so old, only my grandpa knows about it, none of these young folks. Yeah, man, that was like a whole month ago. Gearbox's nerfing is not that bad. To be honest, Remnant 2's dev even nerfs some equipment that is already bad to the fucking ground. I think, like, the balance of a looter shooter is difficult to get just because, like, I mean, by design, they have so many fucking options available. It's very difficult to think about all of the potential shit that's broke as hell when you're adding so much different shit. So a lot of devs will just overcorrect by making only a few things viable so that it's easier to balance the game as a whole. That's why I like Borderlands, because they really don't give a fuck. Like, again, as many things as they do nerf, and like the TIL nerf is a fantastic example of things that just should not have been nerfed. But that is a single example in a sea of like how many fucking things and different playstyles are viable in this game, you know? And it's because Gearbox embraces the fact that they just like they like adding things. Again, this is me like applying meaning to things, but the way it seems to be is that they just like adding things that are going to be cool and fun and just seeing what the community does with them. Granted, they also do add things that are just like meant to be completely broken and just like slap on and play, like the Revolter, but there's so many cool mechanics and so many goofy interactions, and they embrace it. I mean, like, they fucking listen, I don't think that Sal's fucking offhanding interactions were actually supposed, or like actually intentional as they claimed, but they never nerfed them. Well, okay, no, I think they did nerf a couple, but like they left them for the most part. Like, Sal is still one of the most fucked characters, but he's fun. Like, Gearbox absolutely embraces fun and creativity over a balanced endgame, and I appreciate that. I'm surprised that girl didn't release a Hawk Tuah song. Well, I imagine fucking what's those people that do like the songify shit or whatever? They used to like make Obama sing things. I'm sure they made one. Like how Pitchford got mad at reasonable alternatives to the Borderlands movie, an anime or animated movie, a retelling of BL1, etc. And no fan wants to watch something that ignores source material. Well, that's what is so fucking weird to me, is because I don't know who the fuck this movie was made for. They picked fan favorite characters. Like, that's the only reason Krieg is in the Brick role. Which does not work, by the way. Krieg is not a fucking replacement for Brick. The relationship Brick and Tina have is so fucking good because it's Brick. It doesn't work with Krieg. It's not the same dynamic, but that's what Krieg ended up being. Krieg was just like the Brick replacement to Tina and his relationship, but they picked Krieg because Krieg is a fan favorite. But then, like, there's so many other things in the movie that just don't care about the fans, and it seems like they're going for a general audience, but then there's so many things that a general audience wouldn't want. It's so, I don't know who the fucking movie was made for other than Randy Pitchford and his mom. Like, those are the only two people I can see this movie being made for. It's so weird. Don't worry, guys. It wasn't a staff's hand opening the vault in the trailer. Those were Brick's hands, yeah. Could have made Brick Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I would have been slightly interested. Honestly, if we had a Borderlands movie with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart in it, that would be funny. Because at that point, like, I'd kind of just think it was supposed to be satirical. Which is a fucking way that they could have gone with it. Like, if they actually got all these big name actors and made the entire movie a satire on, like, current Hollywood, just casting people for their namesake. But no, instead they just actually did that. Like, that would have been a very Borderlands-y way to go about it. Borderlands as a whole currently criticizes, like, the entire thing is a fucking critique of incredibly late-stage capitalism where fucking, like, Jeff Bezos runs the entire world. And it's like, why not fucking make the movie a satire about Hollywood? Like, that could have been fun. While also just being, like, ultra violent and a fun movie to watch. But nah! Jack Black's involvement still blows my fucking mind. We could have just remade Jumanji. Do you remember Watcher Story from P-Sequel? I hope they fill that story in BL4. They are. That is, at least as of right now, that is what they said the plan is that BL3 existed to kind of open up the universe and kind of expand it outwards from just Pandora, because up until BL3, that's kind of the only place we've been is Pandora and Elpis, the Pandoran moon. And then they said there were BL4 is pretty much a setup story to BL3 is a setup story to BL4, where BL4 is going to be following the war and what the Watcher was talking about. Praise the PG-13 Borderlands movie. I have to. Listen, here's the thing. If I completely switch my tune, all right? If I start praising the fucking Borderlands movie on, like, Twitter and I make videos talking about how much I love it and shit, I guarantee I could get invited out to play BL4 early. K6 probably isn't anymore. They got spots to fill. This is my chance. I can be the Gearbox show that Mac wanted me to be. Or that Mac wanted to exist, I guess. Then we both win. Mac becomes relevant again because there actually is a show for him to yell at. I can be a martyr. The G Fuel sponsor, it's coming. Evil that means take a back seat, take it back to fat beats with a maxi single. Look at my rap sheet, what attracts these people is my gangster bitch like Apache with a catchy jiggle. I stack chips, you better got a half-eaten Cheeto. Fill him with the venom and eliminate him. Other words, I'm intimate him. I don't wanna hurt him, but I did him in a fit of rage. I'm murdering again, nobody will evade him. Finna kill him and dump the fucking bodies in a lake, obliterating everything is generated. Renegade him, hit him, make anybody who want it with the pin and frame. Don't nobody want it, but they're gonna get it anyway. I'm beginning to feel like I'm mentally ill. I'm a killer, be killed, I'm a killer, be the vanilla gorilla. You're bringing the killer within me out of me. You don't wanna be the enemy of the demon who enemy. Did Mac make any content on the movie? I don't fucking know. Here, you want the Mac video on the movie? What's up? I'm high. Movie sucks. Also, shills in my walls. Haha. There you go. I kind of disagree that Borderlands is dead if BL4 is bad. I mean, like, it kind of depends on how bad. The problem with that sentiment is it kind of relies on the fact that BL3 is bad. But to a majority of people, it's not. Like, the numbers that BL3 has pulled and continues to pull, it shows that a majority of people don't have the same opinion as like what a loud amount of people say on the internet. I'm not saying like your opinions are wrong on the game if you're someone that doesn't like the like BL3. Like, of course it's entirely subjective, but like the idea that BL4 is the last chance, it hinges on the fact that BL3 was a flop, which just isn't the case. I really think that BL4, I think this franchise at this point is kind of too big to fail, at least for mainline games, unless they absolutely fuck it up. Like, unless just every single aspect of the game is dog shit, but I really don't think that's gonna happen. The problem is, at most, what will happen with BL4 is a lot of the older fans will leave. But it doesn't matter because BL3 brought in a fuck ton of new fans. BL4 is bad, everyone just go back to BL3. That's what happened with Wonderlands, pretty much. That's like, the thing with BL3 is like, it's how do I, what am I saying? Words? A lot of the issues that a lot of people have with the game are because they prefer BL2. And that's just kind of what it boils down to. The thing is, a lot of the people that prefer BL2 because it's just the game that they grew up with, or like the game that they were introduced to the franchise with, or just the game that they played in the era that it released. BL3, if BL3 is like someone's first introduction to the game, they're positive on it. I have not seen anyone who started with BL3. Like, I'm sure there's people that started with BL3 and didn't like it. That would be preposterous for me to claim otherwise, but most people that I have talked to that started with BL3 have loved BL3. Like, there is a very big, not only nostalgia factor to people that like BL2, but because of the era. Borderlands games have always been very topical to that specific era. And BL2, again, I've talked about this a lot. BL2 is like humor. The humor is a big thing. BL2's humor is dog shit, just like BL3's. The thing is, BL2's humor matched the humor of a lot of people that played it when they played it. I find so much of BL2 fucking grating nowadays. And it's because it's that, like, quirky, a lot of LOL random XD, like, Tumblr era humor. And I find it fucking annoying as shit. A lot of BL3 shit is like that fucking, like, post-ironic fucking 2018 style humor. And that's what was popular at the time. Along with a lot of, like, cringy shit, but, like, again, it was like that kind of, like, I mean, that's like the fucking entire end song thing. I think the end song is a perfect example of this. People that don't like the end song are gonna not like the rest of BL3's humor. I fucking loved the end song. I thought that was so hilarious, and that was like that kind of like post-ironic era of humor where it's like, it's fucking funny to end such a serious moment with fucking this girl is on fire. That's hilarious to me. But it's gonna always be that way with Borderlands. They just follow what's topical at the time, and therefore it's always going to be bringing in a new player base for the new games. Unless they make a massive misstep like they did with Wonderlands and Chaos Chambers. But Wonderlands isn't a mainline game. That's their room to experiment. That's where they get to play around with ideas. That's kind of where they get to fail. And so I think because they failed with Wonderlands, they're not gonna fail with BL4. At least not in a way that does anything other than maybe make old players drop it. But I mean, BL3 already did that for a lot of people. Pretty much all that is to say, I kind of just disagree with a lot of the Doom posting around the franchise. Black Market just updated. Is there anything good in it? Rock's so famous for nerfing things that they nerfed the whole movie. They were afraid of what it could be. Afraid of the power. Gage will be exploded and die in BL4. That would be kind of cool. I hope she gets to at least like Vormy first though. I read BL4 script and Mose becomes a stoner and makes a shop called Moses Munchies. Amara oils up and twerks in a thong. Flax serves ice cream. That's pretty cool. I mean, I had a premonition given to me by Randy Pitchford himself where there's like a full like 18-hour birth scene where Amara births a big alien baby. I'm kind of excited for that. I feel like that's gonna be pretty cool. Pretty artistic. BL4 max level will be 4, but you get 3007 OP levels for your enjoyment. That'd be so cool. Zane forgets to spec duct tape mod and fucking explodes himself. Like both areas of humor BL2 and BL3 used, but I don't know, BL3's humor felt so childish. I mean, see, again, it's opinion, but to me, I feel the same way about BL2. I don't necessarily like BL3's humor for the most part. But I kind of don't like it in the same ways that I don't like BL2's. But at the same time, I mean, I'm just a fan of childish humor. The amount of times I talk about piss, shitting, and coming on stream is wild. But, no, like, there's a lot of things that I don't like about both of them. I think my main point here is I feel like BL2 just gets too much credit. When realistically, it's probably about the same quality in every way as BL3, aside from gameplay, where BL3 just wins out. Oh, so just Ava? I see, this is where my opinions get real hot, where I do actually like Ava as a character. I just think there's a lot of missteps with her. But I think, as a character, I think she's good. I think her arc is cool. I think what she's set up to be and how she's set up is cool. It's just her herself is the problem. But no, absolutely, BL3's gameplay is where it shines, and that's all BL4 needs. Like, as much as people bitch about story and shit, if a Borderlands game has good gameplay, it's gonna be fine. Look at Wonderlands. Look at the pre-sequel. Pre-sequel has great gameplay and a fucking amazing story, but it fucking flopped. And it didn't get the gameplay that it deserves, so it's still kind of flopping because of that. Despite having an amazing story, Wonderlands, amazing story, bad gameplay. No one plays that shit. Story isn't what matters in Borderlands at all. It never is. It never will be. Which is why, in the end, it ends up being better. If the story is bad, I spilled fucking coffee in my hair. Fantastic. It ends up being better, almost, if the story is bad, because it means they focus more on gameplay. And they focus more where shit matters. It was getting cold, so I had to chug it. Ugh. How's it going, Clint Eastwood? Welcome, brother. Why are half the jokes in BL3 that someone's a midget? What do you mean? Is that not funny? Black Market has a Chaosin? Ooh, I'm gonna have to fucking farm that shit later. It's alright though. now that my coffee's gone, I get to enjoy my nice Blue Diamond almonds, almond breeze. God, that shit bussin'. I talked about almond milk last time on stream, and I went out afterwards and bought like 2 fucking cartons of it because they had a 2-for-1 fucking special. $5 for both of them. It was huge. I don't understand why people pretend to give a shit about stories in Borderlands games. You aren't playing Borderlands 2 playthroughs thrice because you enjoy the story. I don't know. Again, like everyone has their opinions, but like literally there's evidence that goes to show that the majority of players, at least the majority of players do not give a fuck about story because the games with the best stories have been flops. BO2 is the best story, BO3 is the best mechanics. I disagree with that, though. I think, like, again, I really think BO2 is given way too much credit. I think BO2 and BO3 stories are on par with each other. The only thing BO2 has that I feel like a lot of people is the reason why they say it has a better story is just Jack. But I think Jack is such a missed opportunity. As the big thing that I hear with BO3's story is such a missed opportunity for the Calypsos to betray each other. Jack as a whole is a missed opportunity. And this is the example I always go to because it shows that the story writing really isn't that much different. Jack becomes a villain after you kill Angel. Up until then, he's an antagonist, you know? He like literally, he just antagonizes you the entire game. He's a fucking cocky little try-hard bitch. But he's not a villain. He's not threatening. You kill Angel, he becomes threatening. You kill him 20 minutes later. He's dead. You get actual good villain Jack for like 5 fucking minutes until he's gone. And that's when I actually start liking Jack as a character. Like, yeah, he's funny. He has funny one-liners, but as a character, I never liked him. I thought he was fucking boring. There was no threat to him. And then there's finally a threat, and you kill him instantly. By far, I think pre-sequel had the best story. Like, it is so well written. It's such a fun story. Like, the pre-sequel is... I was going to say it gets carried by its story, but it doesn't. The gameplay of the pre-sequel is also really fun. But, like, the pre-sequel is such an amazing fucking story. No other game has come even close to that story writing. I really like Wonderlands, too. I think Wonderlands is a great story. Again, it's just... It's a nice little package story. It's a great game to play through, but the fucking gameplay in the end game just sucks so bad. And then BL1 is dog shit. Out of the mainline games, BL1 has the worst story. I mean, because it barely has a story, and by the second game, most of it was retcon. And that's not counting Tails. I think original Tails is on par with BL2 in the pre-sequel, or BL2 and 3. Tails is on par with, and like, I don't think there's anything too amazing with that. And then New Tails is worse than BL1. New Tails is just that one doesn't count. I think the biggest problem with Ava is just we didn't get to see how she slowly grows as a person or as a character. Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. Ava's issue is most of her character development happens off screen. There is character development. The thing is, one of my favorite, this is a great example. It was really funny when when we were talking about this, someone brought it up, how one of their favorite like Ava interactions is when she first meets Claptrap. I think that's a great little interaction. And as we were talking about it, I ran right past it. Because that's how most of Ava's interactions are. They happen in ways where you can just ignore them and completely miss them. And like, I don't know why they did that, because Ava's such a cool character and she's gonna be such an important character moving forward, but all of her character development happens off in the fucking background. What? And all the shit that happens in the foreground is her being an annoying piece of shit, which is really bad. 'Cause listen, her being an annoying brat is perfect for her being a fucking teenager going through it, you know? She's a little edgelord. That makes sense. But that being the only time you see her character in the foreground makes it very difficult to make her a sympathetic character, which she's supposed to be. So, like I said, Ava as a character, as a concept, what she's going to be, her arc, fantastic. How she's handled is fucking awful. And it's really frustrating because I love her. The way that she follows Lilith's entire character arc and how she fucking contrasts Lilith, where Lilith in 3 is learning that she's useless without her siren powers, learning that everything she ever did she was only able to do because of her powers, how she's a dog shit leader and fucking useless without them. Ava's learning all the same lessons that Lilith did while not having powers, which is why she's set up to be the next leader, why she's set up to actually take on Lilith's role. Because Lilith is like, okay, this kid is now given power after learning how to lead an army without power. Because she leads the fucking raid on the cathedral. That was her like her test from Lilith. Like, it's annoying. BL1 has a story. Yeah, you just have to read 7 novels to fucking get it. All of the storytelling for BL1 happens in fucking, like the quest paragraphs. Other than that, no. BL1 has the best scaling. I'll die on that hill. You're absolutely correct. BL1 is really fun. I think it still holds up. One question for you about whether BL2 or BL3 is better. Explosions. I'm just saying BL3 has way more explosions because explosives aren't just locked as an element. You get to have elemental explosions. Is that another world drop monocle? Goddamn. It's the second one. New Tales is not a game for all I know. It's just a figment of my imagination. The longer it's been since I've played New Tales, the more and more I feel like it was just like a mass hallucination. I think Maya's funeral in the actual game is the worst scene in the game. It is one of the biggest things that make people hate the story. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think the scene isn't that bad if they included that scene from the behind the scenes. If that was actually included in the final game, I think that scene is better. I do also think it still makes sense. I think it's just a bad scene because that's not there. But like, I don't know, the figure it out, Lilith, like that's actually good. As funny of a line as that is, like that scene is good because it does show that Lilith like doesn't have it figured out. Like that is Lilith being kind of confronted, granted not deservedly in that moment. Like Ava is projecting her own issues onto Lilith in that scene, but it is a good scene for Lilith because again, she's being confronted with like the fact that she isn't a great leader right now. Like she is a leader and a child snuck out of her supervision. Great, like again, granted, Ava is absolutely projecting onto Lilith in that moment, but like Lilith did kind of fuck up a little bit. And again, it's great to have her like be confronted. Hey, you're useless, bitch. Again, it's just like the handling of that scene is bad. I don't think necessarily the scene itself is bad, or like the point of that scene is bad. You also got a TMT problem, too much Tannis? No. The problem is Tannis is wearing far too many clothes. Just put her in a thong. Down in BL3, who do I start with? I heard everyone's pretty good in BL3. Yeah, pretty much. I wouldn't start with Amara. That's like, and listen, I don't want to be like, if you're interested in Amara, absolutely play her. Don't not play her just because some bozo's telling you not to. But Amara is very complicated. I feel like most people that start with Amara end up thinking she's very weak because there's so much about her that just does not list what she does properly. And she's very reliant on damage formula. But that does also mean there's a lot to learn with her, and therefore she's pretty fucking fun to kind of really invest yourself in. And the return on investment is fucking incredible. That being said, I'm a whore for Zane, and Zane's really fun. Amara's confusing unless you know the even more confusing math. Exactly. Worst scene in Borderlands in general is the entire movie. If you're just struggling with Amara, just use ball. Easy. True. I was interested in Flak or Moze. I mean, it kind of just depends. Moze, if you just want to be like an absolute force of nature, Moze is the way to go. If you want more like DPS focus, like very fast fire rate, like melt gameplay, Flak. Like, Flak is pretty much... I think Flak probably has some of the best sustained DPS. Moze is also very good sustained DPS, but I think Flak is, like, a little bit more suited to it, especially with things that are multi-pellet. And Moze can kind of just do whatever the fuck she wants, really. Moze can use any gun, and she'll just destroy everything. Both are very fun, though. I personally prefer Moze. Are the pearls usable? They are. I mean, one of them is incredibly broken. The serpentine. This is the one that we got earlier. I haven't really used it too much yet. I'm gonna play around with it once I fucking get the carnage, if I ever get the carnage. It's feeling questionable so far. It's not a lower base damage than the tank man's, and lower base damage than the stalker, which is the other pearl that I have. Stalker's really fucking good. Itko Burr, it also has a pretty damn good taser on it. And then I haven't played around with the carnage yet, but overall the guns are pretty solid and very fun. How good is Iron Cub Moze actually? I don't want to sit in Iron Bear. Iron Cub Moze is really strong. You can do a lot of things with Cub. Either you can do like a more general Moze build with Cub where you use like, you use weapon damage while Action Soul's active, or you can do like a grenade chuck build with that nade anointment. That's also what I use for my T-Roar build. You can also do like full Cub build where Cub will just fucking nuke everything. It kind of has shit aim a lot of the time, but it's really funny. Cub is very strong though. Easy solution to make BL4 the GOAT is to just put in more brick. True. Love that guy. He never misses. I need some more brick. He makes me bricked. Wait, there are pearl guns in Borderlands now? Not officially. It is a mod. Epic's Pearl Pack. Very good mod. It is just a standalone Pearl mod. You don't need to download anything else. You just download the file and throw it into your pack folder. Incredibly easy. And very fun. Think they would ever remaster BL2 and have you Space Marine games? It's sick. I've not seen the new Space Marine games. I I feel like if they're gonna remaster anything, BO2 is like for sure. I would honestly want like a full remake of TPS in the BO3 engine though. I think that's my dream. Full remake of TPS and giving it actual endgame content, giving it like the DLC that it never got and shit. I just want Luxie's space freeze. I don't even care about the other ones. I just, okay, well, shit. Console life, actually, okay. I don't know how difficult it is to fuck with console files currently. I know PS3 and like Xbox 360 era, it used to not be too difficult to like take files off your console and like put them on your PC with like a USB drive. I don't know how possible that is, but if that is still possible, you could probably download this pretty fine on console. Because it's literally just one file. You put it in your fucking Borderlands folder, in your pack file, or in your pack folder, and you just like upload it back on. Again, I don't know how easy that is nowadays. It used to be not hard, but I know fucking accessibility has just gotten worse and worse with consoles, so. Did I just increase the counter without killing him? I don't think so. Did I increase it twice? I mean, honestly, I fucking missed it. I'm just gonna leave it at 122. What the fuck? Oh, fucking Discord's overlay is enabled. Hold on, turn that shit off. I accidentally fucking... Jesus fucking Christ, I hate Discord. Hold on. Okay. I think I increased on the run I died. Oh, gotcha. I mean, technically it was still a run, just not a successful one. It's difficult AF because current consoles constantly try to update and get rid of modified files. Oh, gotcha. That's why I fucking hate consoles, man. Like, I like consoles in theory, but I still think the best era of consoles was PS3 and Xbox 360, just because you could modify things like that. Like, modding on consoles has always been a difficult task. But like for simple mods like this, where it's literally just dragging a fucking file somewhere or like downloading save files, that used to be more than doable on consoles. But now they just like lock you out of fucking everything. Because God forbid you jailbreak it. Don't steal from fucking billion-dollar companies. You're gonna put them under. The Nintendo Wii, nothing beats it. Once again, the Nintendo Wii sweeps. 3DS literally takes 10 minutes to mod. Yeah, but when it was actually a live console, you would get your DS bricked. The only reason you don't anymore is because the fucking support for it completely died, so it doesn't update. Uh-oh. Do I die? I get the drop here, don't I? No, I don't. Just a bitch. Amount of money I've ripped for Nintendo with cheater cards and shit for the DS. Dude, do you have a, what DS do you have? I modded mine recently, and it's so fucking worth it. The OG, that might be a little bit more difficult. No, I 100%. If any of you in chat have wanted a DS, they're still expensive because they're still good. Like you can get them for like I think $200 Canadian. If you're American, that's like what, 150 probably. You can get a new fucking 2DS XL or a fucking 3DS XL, whatever. Anything with a fucking, hell, even a DSi works. Anything with a SD card, easiest fucking thing to mod. It is so worth the effort. or lack of effort. It is just so worth the money to fucking buy a DS. It is the best handheld console ever. The Switch does not compare. Got a DSi and 3DS. If you have not modded one of them, I highly recommend it. Wait. Am I allowed to recommend? That's fine. Surely Nintendo won't sue my ass. They aren't like the most lawsuit happy company. Every time I said I had a modded DS, it was a joke, by the way. Switch is just a home console you can play with your hands, handheld my ass. Exactly. Like, it's not fucking, I'm sorry, but like, this thing is not, granted, okay, look, I have a thingy on it that makes it bigger. Let me take that off. But this is not fitting in my pocket, you know? I can't fucking take this thing with me. This is the same size as my phone. This is the GOAT. But that's why, like, I have this fucking thing because I only ever use my Switch in handheld. But, like, while this makes it bigger, it's not like I was taking the DS anywhere anyways. Or the Switch anywhere anyways. It fits in your pocket? You liar, I've seen. Okay, it doesn't fit in, like, a pocket in a way that I would want to carry it around with me, alright? My cargo shorts are a different beast. It doesn't fit in most normal pockets. So I do to the PS4 in his pocket. I saw a dude with a walk-in his pocket. That was fucking crazy, man. They even wrote a story about his ass. I hope you enjoy your last stream before Nintendo lawsuits your ass. I'm still hyped. Is it a Switch in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? I only have a Switch for Pokemon Violet. I don't even know what made me buy mine. I think it was honestly Mario Kart. That's what I originally bought my Switch for. Stream from Nintendo Court. But no, I do play it a lot. Dude, I love Dead Cells on it. Dead Cells on the Switch is the GOAT. It just feels so fucking good to control. I know, the Switch is a good console. It has a fucking fantastic selection of games. I think it's currently one of the better consoles on the market right now. But, I mean, granted, that's because I own a PC. But no, it's not a handheld. It's not the DS. The fact that it replaced the DS and, like, the DS died because of the Switch is a fucking tragedy. I'm kind of really hoping that, like, there's rumors that the new Switch is gonna have more DS inspiration. I don't know what that means, but I'm hoping that's the case. Bought mine for Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. Yeah, based. Holy fuck, man. Give me a Carnage. Largest tragedy there's ever been in Nintendo history is the fucking Wii U, yeah. That was depressing. The 4DS is gonna make black holes. That's gonna be sick. What's the most broken build for every Vault Hunter in BL3? Moe's is probably the Minesweeper. Especially with, like, the cryo shenanigans. I mean, Zane is Borsplosion, but I don't know. Are we counting Borsplosion as a build? Because it's quite literally a piece of gear and a still. Like, is that a build? Because if we're counting that as a build, then Borsplosion for Zane. Flak is probably stack bot, especially like the face puncher stack bot. No. Peregrine. What am I talking about? The fucking Peregrine flak is the most broken flak. And then Amara is probably, like the shooty melee ties that bind shenanigans. Are you able to get Redux guns in the base game since you can get modded weapons? No, the way that Redux weapons are modded is very different from like save edited weapons. Save edited weapons are using parts that exist in the game and just slapping a bunch of them together. Redux is fully like custom coded guns, and like replacing other guns that are usually there in the base game. So even if you like get the guns in Redux and then disable Redux, when you go into vanilla, it's going to be like an entirely different base game gun. Easier question would be what builds aren't broken. Yeah. Mario Odyssey still means $60 in 2024 is wild. It's because Nintendo never drops the price of their games. They're like of the belief that their games never deteriorate in value, so they just never drop the price on them. It's really annoying. Dude, 1-2 Switch still being like fucking $40 is insane. Respect for not shitting on my baby. Dude, I was surprised. I thought I was going to. I thought I was gonna fucking scream and bitch and cry and piss and shit and cum about that fucking gun, but no, it actually surprisingly wasn't that bad. I thought that video was gonna be very, very different from what it ended up being. Granted, it's still not a great gun, but much better than I expected it to be. How they handle Smash in tournaments indirectly led to the entire pro scene being PDF files. That should be it should be in a fucking history book. Dude, that's hilarious. I mean, okay, it's not funny. Well, okay, it's, hold on, how do I word this? It's funny that you fumble a pro scene so bad that the entirety of it is a bunch of pedophiles. It's not funny that there's pedophiles in contact with a lot of children, but I don't know, just the way that Nintendo manages to mishandle things so insanely. Who else can say that? What other company can say, yeah, we accidentally created an entire fucking gathering of pedos? That's crazy. It's not a build, it's a glitch. Yeah, it's kind of, the thing is, like, the reason I shit on Borsplosion so much, just like as a build, is because 100%, if that was discovered literally like a couple months earlier, not even probably, it would have been removed. Like, the reason Borsplosion still exists is because it was after BL3 was like getting updates. And now if it does get another major update, it's probably gonna stay just because it's been around for so long. And people would throw a fit if it got removed. But like I prefer the thing is, it just needs to not double dip splash radius. I don't care about it double dipping splash damage. I think that's kind of cool. It's also cool that it makes the dot version of it. The fucking Arman Flint 500% crit Nova dot build with the Hustler and Eraser. That's really cool because that's an actual build. That's actually like using mechanics in conjunction with each other. Borsplosion is just abusing a single mechanic with literally a single piece of gear. And I don't like that people fucking treat it like it is a build. And that it is like the entirety of Zane. Holy fucking shit, Trunk. Relax. Jesus, bud. But no, Borsplosion just annoys me. Chaos be gaming. Because it does also kind of end up overshadowing the Arman Flint dot build, which is just, again, so much cooler and just like an actual build and an actual interaction. And while broken isn't as obscenely broken as Borsplosion, because again, it takes fucking effort to set up. Fuck. Is that another Warlord? 2 in a row? Let's fucking go. Best gun. What's the drop rate of Carnage in current farm? I'm confused. It still hasn't dropped. I think it's like 1 in 200 is the drop rates for all the pearls. And I got the syringe very early. That was just incredibly lucky. But I'm pretty sure for all of them, it's about 1 in 200. So I just kind of blew all my luck in the first 5 minutes of the stream today. 139 runs, just like that one YouTuber guy. Yeah, Volts Dude 139. My favorite Borderlands YouTuber. I like when he says it's volting time. My cousin tried so hard to make the Warlord war. I mean, it's like, I don't think it's terrible, right? It just kind of doesn't do anything. You know, we haven't gotten a Hellwanker yet. I'm kind of surprised. I got work in the morning. Hey, real quick life hack about that. If you actually call in a bomb threat, you don't have work in the morning. Don't do that. That is a joke. Please don't ban me, Daddy Twitch. I'm just trying to be funny and entertaining. I swear. Not that he's suggesting it. Thanks for playing Lawyer Salem. I appreciate it. Can I hire you officially as my PR person? Can I install this mod using hotfix loader? No, it's actually easier than hotfix loader. You literally just drag and drop it into your. So here, I'll show you. Getting serious, make a bitch delirious. Bitches on my dick, cause a boy so mysterious. That's a mystery, thoughts making history. Wrist keeps spinning like a fucking rotisserie. Got my wrist whipping, looking like a chef. Oregano, in my right, 30 on my left. Pull up with the set, got the kitchen all wet. And the cream team coming for your neck. I don't do shit. Okay, where the fuck? So, you go into your, like, BL3 folder, wherever it's located. Oak game, content, packs, and you literally just drag and drop this into here. This is the file that you download, and you just drop it into here. It is that easy. And you get fucking pearls. It's dope. Actually, what if you just like call them and be like, hey, I can't come in, I'm watching an Arachnica stream. I feel like they'd understand, right? So that AoE is so prominent, like if splash energy isn't on something, it's just objectively worse. I don't know how to address it, but it's still sad the formula calculation favors it like it does. Yeah, I mean, kind of the only way around it is, it's kind of what gets done a lot of the time with a lot of the guns. Like, I mean, the Atlas replay and the multi-tap are a great example, where the multi-tap does have higher base damage. I mean, it's also the same with elemental, right? Like, if you have an element on your weapon, it gets a damage penalty. The problem is that's just not always enforced. For example, the free radical and the plasma coil, they have a higher base damage than almost any fucking gun in the game, while also being elemental and splash damage. They kind of just need to, like, be more strict about base damages for weapons that have splash damage on them. It needs to just be lower than, like, any sort of counterpart that doesn't have splash. Can't come in watching something more important than work. Exactly. They'd get it. Why don't you usually leave VODs on YouTube? Because I can't split the audio like I do on Twitch. So with Twitch, the music doesn't come through in the VOD. If you go to any of my Twitch VODs, the background music isn't there. And I'm like dumb and gay and stupid, and I fucking play copyrighted music on stream. So if I have the VODs up, I have to I have to do that if I want to keep VODs up, but with the YouTube ones, I can't do that because YouTube sucks and doesn't let me split those audio tracks from the VODs that get uploaded. So I try to upload the ones that I think are like worth keeping up. Sometimes even the ones that I find are worth keeping up just get blocked entirely because of a certain song that plays or something. But yeah, it's just that. However, there is a VODs channel on YouTube. It's run by one of my Discord mods. I think it's just literally called Arachnica VODs. And he uploads, I'm pretty sure he uploads most of the VODs. He has some like going way back. Like I think all the way back to my COV Moe's playthrough, I think is one of the first ones. So that was like almost a year ago. If they do eventually add that functionality though, and it would let me actually split the tracks like that, I would 100% keep them up on YouTube myself. Does the VODs channel have the Yo Mama stream? It probably will. The problem with it is it's not gonna have that audio because it would have been split from it. I sent it, if you want it, I can send you the Google Drive link to it. Because I don't know if Milto's downloaded it yet. And I would love for someone to download it so I could delete it from my Google Drive, because right now it's taking up almost all of my storage space. Hey, we damage capped. I'm sure we've been doing that, I just have not been paying attention. See, we're almost going to be in unlucky territory. Isn't that exciting? And here I thought I wasn't going to have enough time for a stream when the fucking first one dropped in 6 runs. I'm excited for this one, though. It looks real pretty. I saw him post a picture of the Carnage on Twitter. Fuck. This year's stream, I think you got the first one 20 minutes in. Yeah, and like half of that was me rambling before getting started and walking over to Benedict. It was literally like 6 runs, which probably would have been like 10 minutes. Is it safe to drink almond milk in these quantities? I wonder what this is going to do to my body, if anything. No? Do you have a source on that? You must die? I'll do it later. After my almond milk. I'm just doing water and almonds. That's how fucking like this weird like nut milk is made. I shouldn't say nut milk. Hey, thank you for the follow, Pahanan. Welcome, brother. But no, every time I drink it, I just drink an entire carton of it at a time. But like it's just crushed up nuts soaked in water and then like filtered out. I feel like that's not gonna give me like fucking AIDS or anything. Almond extract in high quantities is really, really bad for you, but this is an almond extract. It's just almond water. It can't be that bad. It says, listen, it says right here, it's a source of vitamin E, all right? Well, you know what? I'll just be a fucking guinea pig then. If I die from an almond overdose, tell my story. Donate my body to science. Also wonder how many almonds are in one carton. Listen, okay? Cholesterol free, no MSG, dairy and lactose free, carrageenan free, gluten free, soy free, casein free, egg free. It's got nothing in it. If you are not completely satisfied with the taste, we'll give you your money back. Hey, Blue Diamond taste guarantee. That's crazy. Okay, so the serving size, there's 4. Okay, it's not that many servings per container. It's only 4. So I'm only having like the 4 times the amount of the recommended servings each time I drink it. That's fine. There's like nothing in it. Okay, there's a decent bit of sodium, but not that much. It doesn't say how many almonds are in this. Cringe. Abdominal issues, skin issues, and can fuck up your thyroid. Okay, but like what can't do that, to be fair? It's changed so much since I last used Twitch. I need to relearn how everything works again. Yeah, they just kept adding more and more shit to Twitch. It's kind of lame. Like everything can cause abdominal and skin issues and can fuck up your thyroid. Also, like how much almond milk is that? It is, however, a great source of magnesium. Is that what is that vitamin E? Hold on, because I don't even see magnesium here. I see potassium, calcium, iron, and vitamin E. How's it going, guest? Welcome, brother. All those things in the almond milk sound boring. Listen, don't you talk shit about my sweet baby almond breeze, alright? Got like some bug-eye Subaru WRX wheels for magnesium intake. I could also just eat raw magnesium. Extra suggest 1 to 2 servings a day wouldn't interfere too much. All right, but what about like 4? Well, that's double. Yeah, but if like 1 to 2 doesn't interfere too much, then like surely double that isn't that much. I mean, oh, it's not, okay, hold on. It's not like I'm drinking this much a day. It's just that I have 4 servings in a day when I do drink it. I've seen you drink 4 in seconds. Yeah, but like, it's not consistent, you know? If I spread it out over a year, this year I've drank like 5 cartons. So that's like, what, 0.1 serving a day? Start drinking soy? No, I don't want to become a woman. If you spread it out over a year, my monster consumption in high school was fine. No, it was not. What do you mean? You cannot compare these two. You actually drank multiple monsters a day. I'm drinking like 2 cartons of almond milk every 3 months. That is not comparable. Also, listen, when I drank the entire carton in 4 seconds, I was having a bad day, all right? That was a rough day. We air fried pierogi, great. That was a different day, I thought. That also did not turn out well. It was fine. It felt like I was in prison. What do you mean? What the fuck Mordecai doing here? Well, I downloaded the Pearl mod, so I was like, why not also just download this? I don't think pierogies are meant to be air fried. I mean, usually pierogies just aren't really meant to be dried, which is kind of what air frying does. Hey, thank you for the follow, KD0. Welcome, brother. See, it does work with emotes too, so if I had it equipped, I can make Mordecai do the worm. Oh wait, I do have it equipped. That's fucking epic. He worming. Schlungus, true. Man, spitting facts. We fumbled the bag there. I'll be better next time. See, the problem is you also didn't have a carton of almond milk to drink. Disagree? It's good. You're just insane. I should should probably actually drink water today because I've not done that yet. I've drank coffee and almond milk, and that's about it today. Those are the only fluids I've intookish. Well, I mean, if we're talking intookish, I've definitely taken a lot more fluids today, but that's besides the point. Imagine being lactose intolerant. I don't drink almond milk because I'm lactose intolerant. There was actual real milk in my coffee. I drink almond milk because I genuinely like almond milk. Listen, it's not because I'm lactose intolerant, it's because I'm retarded. Those are two completely unrelated things. Did I eat a quarter of an ice cream cake? It was peer pressure, but it happened. I forgot about that. I think that I fucking trauma responsed that out of my brain. You guys held me down and forced fed me the ice cream cake. That was a little bit more than peer pressure. So I'm pretty sure someone had a gun to my head. The situation was awful enough without embellishing. I did not embellish anything, all right? I don't know what you're talking about. Start eating your own shit? Start. Listen, I talked about this before. But Clit, trust me, you're the normal one. It's the lactose tolerant that are weird. Your body is supposed to grow out of being able to digest lactose. So the tolerant are the freaks. The lactose tolerant. I realize that's a clip that could absolutely be taken out of context. The lactose tolerant are freaks. See, I just take the hit in the morning and drink milk and eat cheese regardless. Luckily, I'm not like, mine's not bad enough where I'm just like vomiting and dying for the next week, but a friend of mine is newly lactose intolerant at 24 because her sister is vegan, so they've had plant-based stuff in the house for the last 2 years. Yeah, if you stop drinking milk, you will become lactose intolerant. Because your body's kind of just waiting to, when you're an adult, your body's kind of just waiting to stop needing to produce fucking lactase. I think is the protein that breaks it down. Because it's like, I don't need this anymore. Stop drinking milk, you fucking heathen. Stop sucking on so many titties. Can't decide on a character. I don't have much experience with the game since 2020. I mean, no matter what character you play, you'll probably have a good time. So you could always just do what I do when I can't decide on something. Go to wheeldecide.com. You throw them up on a wheel, you spin it, and it decides for you. I will butt chug cartons of milk until I pass out. That's pretty cool. I picked Zane. That's the right choice. I mean, I'm very biased. However, absolutely the correct choice. Just choose Amara. I'm not an Amara main. I swear. It only looks like I am most of the time. I think part of the problem here might also be, I don't know if the pearls take up a loot pool slot, but I have a feeling that might also be part of why this one's taken so damn long. Benedict only has 2 things in his loot pool. Trant has like 3 or 4, doesn't he? Like, Trant's loot pool is very bloated. I might get to 200 and then this might just become a multi-stream process, I'm gonna be honest. Is there a way to make Zane's clone not boring? Not really. Unless you... I mean, it depends on what you find entertaining about Zane's clone. Because if you just want him to be fucking super strong, then yes, absolutely, there's a way to not make him boring. However, if I assume that's not what you want, because that's kind of his baseline status, you can use clone as utility and just like not invest orange tree at all and just use him as movement. In which case, it is pretty fun. But honestly, like, you get more utility from other things. You could also try something like my triple threat build where like I kind of purposefully nerf clone to let Zane shine a little bit more. And that's like a bit of a middle ground between clone being strong and still worth taking, but also being able to be used more like utility. Rather than just like not speccing the orange tree, because that tree does still go into orange enough to get like double barrel. But clone is very difficult to not make stupidly, like, and clone's difficult to make not stronger than Zane when you're using him. Doing a Zane clone build and I'm approaching all the end game stuff and it's getting rather dull. Yeah, clone is a little bit too broken. Imagine if clone could move with you, ordering him to flank or something. That could be pretty cool. I really like the teleport. The problem is I kind of like, I want to be able to use clone just to teleport because that's really fun. I think the fucking like movement tech that you can do with clone is really cool. Being able to go in and then use him as like an oh shit button and get back out, or set him up, like setting him up strategically and using him to move around the battlefield while fucking shit up is really, really fun. But I can never justify using clone over like Mantis drone, because drone just offers so much more utility than clone. And if you're not using Mantis, and okay, hold on, wait. Because you could do like drone clone as well, but then if you're not using Mantis, then Zane's not gonna have a lot of damage with that sort of setup, you know? So like to use utility drone, you're kind of stuck doing Mantis drone or Mantis clone. But then having clone take up your utility skill slot is just not really worth it. Because double barrel is his fucking capstone, and if you capstone him, you kind of have to fully invest on him, but double barrel would be what lets you use him as better utility outside of just drawing aggro and teleporting. Like, it would be great if you could put like a fucking servos execute on him. Like, I guess you could put a fucking piss on him, but then he's just gonna kill himself. I'm pretty sure he'd kill himself even with like a level 1 piss. Just because of his fucking scaling and shit. And then even if he doesn't, then he's debuffing himself as well, because he'll be hit by it. And I think, well, actually, I don't actually know if that would debuff him. I don't know how that interaction plays out, because it's not like if you hit yourself with a piss as a player, it doesn't debuff you, it cleanses you of shit. I guess maybe you could do that. Maybe you could put a piss on him, use the fucking fractal frags. He'll just be constantly chucking them. I might look into that. You know what? Maybe that's something I play around with. It would make the teleport playstyle way more aggressive. That's how I would use. Well, that's it. Like, so usually what I really like doing with clone, I'll rush ahead. Like, so we'll use a bridge as an example. I think bridge is the most fun place to use clone on. You throw him, like, you rush forward with Zane, you drop clone, or excuse me, you drop clone, you rush forward, and then you pop clone, teleport back into a safer position. Clone takes aggro while you deal with the enemies back behind you, and you can just start swapping back and forth between them while keeping aggro off yourself. And that's really fucking fun. But nowadays, that used to be how I would use like a clone drone build back in the day with Zane before fucking clone was really busted. But nowadays, it's like you do that and clone's just gonna nuke everything. He kind of just becomes the hard carry. And while I do really like it, I think it should only be that way if you fully invest into him. But the fact that he kind of just does that without being ashed, he just fucking shits on people. It's kind of annoying. On a Doomslayer Zane build, so haven't worked out how to make it thematic but also effective yet. I mean, something like that might work. Could be kind of fun, give you that movement. Mario looks like a better Maya with way more siren ability at adversity, pretty much. They're very similar play styles, honestly, especially, I mean, like with the phase grasp stuff. But I mean, even outside of that, even if you're using a different action style, Amara's just very effective at controlling the battlefield. And that was kind of Maya's whole thing. Amara just has so many different ways of doing it, especially with Purple Tree, since she can like draw aggro to herself. You can really just fucking control the entire flow of combat with Amara. It's really fun, but she is kind of just better Maya. Amara's character isn't as interesting or enjoyable as Maya, though. I really like Amara. I think she's fun. I think a few of her... My problem with Amara is I don't like any of her lines during the playthrough. That's a lie. I like some of them. Most of her lines during the playthrough I'm not a fan of, but I really like her voice lines like during combat. We're gonna get this on 200. Just wait. She just feels like girl Brick. Like, I love Brick, but Brick is Brick. Yeah, he's the prettiest siren. Amara is just Brick's siren Sona. He, like, tulpa'd her into existence. I mean, I'm just saying, say what you want about Amara, but she is the prettiest siren. Like, aside from Brick. But the point is, that siren could only be created by Brick. Fun to stop by. Gonna go lose my fucking mind on Warframe. All right, have a good one, brother. I appreciate you stomping by and hanging out. I wasn't sure if he was done dropping shit. Amari is literally the result of the beginning of the BO2 Tina DLC? Fucking probably. I mean, she's the prettiest siren and she punches shit, which is the entirety of Brick's gameplay. In that DLC. Does this drop even exist? I've been farming as long as you and I haven't gotten it. Supposedly. I mean, see, here's the thing. K6, when he was doing the initial farming, or doing the farming of the initial version, he thought the Serpentine wasn't dropping properly. But guess who got the Serpentine? Was it like first or second run, I think. So maybe it goes in the reverse this time. Maybe he's gonna go get this first try. But no, it is a rare drop. I'm pretty sure they're 1 in 200, and then it's probably a little bit more difficult to get just again because Trot has a very polluted loot pool. Like, hold on, let me pull it up. Oh, I still have display capture on. Oops. Oh no, he only has 2 dedicateds. Never mind. I'm fucking losing my mind. I thought he had some dedicateds that weren't Mayhem locked, but no, he only has the KOs and the Tankmans. All right, never mind. I'm just fucking crazy. I thought he had more too, to be honest. I know he definitely used to have more, but I guess they must have moved them around. I thought he dropped like the recharger. I've gotten a few of those, so I especially thought he dropped the recharger. I also got the Serpentine in my first 6 runs. I feel like that one needs to just actually have a fucking higher or a lower drop rate. That one should be like 1 in 400. That gun is fucking insane. Epic said the drop rates were balanced by the length of the farm. Benedict has a shitload of HP, so his drop rate is higher than Tront, I think. Okay, gotcha. I thought they were all about the same. That's pretty cool, though. And absolutely does make sense. How's it going, Summer? Welcome, brother. Second, I thought the recharger was the rectum fire. Sudden realization saved me an aneurysm. Wanted to try Jacob's pistol build for Zane. Looked like he had a good kit for that. Yeah, no, he's absolutely very good at it. If you want some inspiration, I do have a Jacob's focused Zane build. And what did I call it? I think it's probably literally just called Jacob Zane or no, I think I called it Deputy Zane. I don't fucking know. Or Sheriff Zane or some shit. Despite those usually being terms used for like shotgun builds and BL2, but whatever. It's one of the, I think it's the first video in my builds playlist. In the modern one, I think I have an older build playlist that has like a couple of the older ones in it, or I might just not have those in a playlist actually. I'm not entirely sure, but the updated one I think is the first one. But Zane is very good with that sort of stuff. Moses too, actually. Moses, she's harder to get set up than the Zane version of the build. But like, I have a video on that as well. I think Boom Shot Mose, what a video is called. She's fucking insane with Jacobs, which is hilarious because she probably shouldn't be, but she is because Mose shenanigans. And I think honestly, she seems better at it than Zane. Again, it's just harder to get set up. Jacobs is solid on every character, which is nice considering how BLT Jacobs was. The only one I disagree with that on is Flak, which is unfortunate and pisses me off. The only exception is shotguns. Great with Jacob's shotguns and like the Maggie. But like one-shotty focused fucking Jacobs, the one character that I feel like should be good with them isn't. That's just because Flak is more DPS focused, which I talk about it a lot. I think is an interesting subversion for the hunter archetype to be more DPS focused rather than like one-shotty. But I don't know. I wish he had the option to go one-shotty. And he could. They just need to rework Two-Fang. If Two-Fang was just better on slower fire rate weapons than it was faster fire rate weapons, if it was how it currently is for faster fire rates and like the chance scaled up with like inversely with the lower your fire rate is, it would be a lot better. And then especially if the Blue Fang actually released ever properly, that also would have helped it out. Why isn't Flak good with Jacobs? I would think with Fadeaway it did good ricochets. Flak just doesn't have front-loaded damage. The problem with Flak is all of his damage is consistent rather than front-loaded. With Zane, so I mean, you can see with this gameplay of Zane, all of my damage gets loaded into one shot. Pew! Granted, that was a terrible example, but I build up my movement speed, I ADS, I fucking charge up my shit, I slide, I get as much movement speed as possible. I get that one shot, that one chance to blow. You know, Flak, all of his skills are more into fast fire rate, constant DPS. And anything that he has that is front-loaded damage isn't a lot. So, while he does have good damage and a great damage formula, it's just not effective with that sort of playstyle. Like, you can do it, it's just significantly weaker than literally every other character. Like, even Amara, who's the weakest of the characters that can do shit like that, she gets the unique effect of Phase Grasp, where she can take that one shot. I talk about this in my crack shot Amara build. She takes that one shot and she can kind of bounce it around and get a hell of a lot of AoE out of it. Flak is still kind of stuck in mostly single target while also just not having the same front-loaded damage potential as Zane and Mose has. So it's just like, it's really annoying because he just doesn't have the tools to make it function as well. Might be where my flag build's going wrong, hadn't considered that, but honestly don't have that much knowledge of formulas. Yeah, because it doesn't really make sense. Like, you look at Flak, you see he's the Hunter class, and usually the Hunter classes in games are focused in on that front-loaded damage, that big burst. But again, they switched it up a little bit with Flak. They subverted that kind of class expectation, and I think it's cool. I do really like the DPS style of Flak. I just wish he had that option. And again, the two changes that I think would make it better is the Blue Fang, which is a class mod that when you're in fadeaway, you'd have a 1 in 3 chance on kill of refunding a charge. So you could stay in fadeaway longer, which that's another problem with it. Fadeaway does make that sort of build work, but then you're stuck outside of fadeaway for way too long. Because you get 3 shots where the build works, and you're outside of fadeaway, you have no damage, and you're fucked. And you just have to wait for your next fadeaway. The only way around that is head count and a Skull Masher, which is why the Skull Masher is kind of the only sniper flak build that kind of works. And if you're doing a sniper flak build, the best setup is you have an ion, or not an ion cannon, you have an ionic disruptor or some other high-powered damage sniper rifle that you use while you're in fadeaway, and then you just use a Skull Masher while you're outside of fadeaway. And that's kind of the only way that you can really make it function. The Blue Fang would fix that. The Blue Fang would just let you stay in fadeaway longer, which would be fan-fucking-tastic. And then again, like I said, Two Fang is only good. Two Fang is a really weird skill because it's really fucking good with fast fire rate, single projectile weapons like the Chaos. The Chaos in Two Fang is fucking amazing because it's a 1 in 4. With a sniper rifle, where a lot of really high damage sniper rifles only have like 4 shots in the magazine, you get 1 fucking bonus projectile per mag. If that went up to like a 50% or even like a 100% chance with really slow fire rate weapons, I think it would be a lot better of a snowball staying at that 1 in 4 for anything like higher than a certain threshold. Oh, so that was 200. We're gonna keep going a little bit because I'm yapping. But yeah, no, I think there's just like a few tiny little changes that could be made to Flak that would make him actually have that as a viable option. It's just that as it is currently, it's not really there. I'd love some cheese and crackers right now. I mean, you know what they say, crackers love cheese. As in the snack. You know, you put those fuckers together, that's a delicious little snack. Yeah, Snowmasher is my sniper of choice for Flak, and it does work really well. Like, it's a great sniper for Flak. It's just that as much as I do love the Skullmasher, it's kind of the only one that really takes advantage of what Flak does. Flak's combat line after defeating the Valkyries is so fucking cold. My favorite Flak line is, that one was talking shit, because that one just goes so hard. Like, the delivery on that kills. It is such like it's such a fucking funny line, but it's just delivered so harshly and so aggressively. It's so good. It just slaps. Slaps so fucking hard. But no, the Valk line is also really good. He has a lot of great lines. I also just like the voice actor. Like, I mean, as many people do, he's got some weird takes on Twitter. But aside from that, he's an entertaining dude. I was very excited to see him voicing Flak. All right, We'll do one more. Actually, no, we'll go to 205. We'll end off on a nice little 5. Go to 300. Tempting, very tempting. But I do have to go drain my balls as they are full of piss. And we've been at it for 3 hours and the car does not want to drop. So this is gonna be an epic little 2-parter stream. I swear to God we'll finish Launcher Flak, I promise. Show a little fucking Tankman shield. Love to see it, love to see it. And I don't believe he has touched kids, so that's a Flak W. True. It's like a pissed off 0, but not 0. Flak is the most boring character IMO. Only fun I had with his Zane. Unlike Flak or Mose, he doesn't have to rely on Monarch or spamming grenades. I kind of agree. I mean, I do find him fun, especially like some of the goofier things with him I found fun. The only 2 builds I really like on Flak are Boombot, which is my Launcher Flak build. Fucking incredible. That is so fucking fun to play with just because it's such an that came from me trying to make a Sniper Flak work, by the way. That build happened because I was like, okay, the issue I'm having is not enough AoE and not enough base damage outside of Fadeaway. So I was like, what fixes this as a one-shot Flak build? And I was like, rocket launchers. And yeah, it fixed it. That build is really fun. And I also like the one that I use in BL3's Forgotten, which I use in that because it's a very generic kind of build, so it's a good baseline just for showing things, which is my goal with all of those builds. Is pretty much all of them are very generic versions of those builds, or of those Vault Hunters builds. And with Flak, it's a 3-shot fadeaway build, but I use it with fast fire rate guns. So you kind of you play him like 0. And that's why I really like him, because I was a 0 main. And that's why I like that build. Because you go into fadeaway kind of just to reposition, activate all your shit, and then immediately you fall out of it. And you get it back up instantly through like head count and whatever the fuck, because you're just dealing a shit ton of DPS with a bunch of fake crits. And you get back into fadeaway and you just use it to reposition. It's really fun. I prefer fadeaway as a utility. Anyways, fellas, that's about to do it for this one. As always, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. It has been a good one. Next time we're gonna get that motherfucking carnage and we'll play around with these guns a little bit more. I mean, if you haven't followed yet, definitely do that, because I'm whoring myself out. Anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, morning, night, whatever the fuck time it may be, and I will I'll see you guys in the next one.